Hi, I'm Katja, and I am a Tetra Science Cyborg.
Hi, I'm Tal, and I'm a Tetra Science Cyborg.
I got my PhD in chemistry, specifically in the development of excitation sources for at-sample elemental analysis via optical spectroscopy, and the development of ionization sources for at-sample simultaneous atomic and molecular analysis via mass spectrometry. Lots of words. I was a business system analyst for a while, and then I moved to Tetra Science because I wanted to continue solving scientific problems in the software space.
I got my PhD in chemistry studying the solvation effect on the optical response of chiral molecules. I first started at Tetra Science as a data engineer, and then I became a scientific data architect.
As a scientific business analyst, my job does change from day to day, but it primarily focuses on the same few activities. The first being use case discovery, where I meet with scientists and I try to understand the actual scientific work that they're doing within the lab and the pain points within that process. So how can we make this better, and what is the problem we're actually trying to solve? Once we're done with the use case discovery aspect of things, we start to do the actual documentation of that use case. So I put together an as-is diagram, which essentially documents the workflow from end to end. And I also work with the scientific data architect to put together a to-be workflow, which documents how the same workflow will look with Tetra Science as the solution.
As a scientific data architect, I focus on customer needs and use cases. I do that by listening to their scientists and business analysts talk about their workflows, with specific focus on listening to them talk about their pain points. I use those pain points to build technical solutions that leverage the Scientific Data Cloud and solve problems for them.
The main difference between a scientific business analyst and a business analyst, and any of the iterations of that job, are that my focus is really on the scientist and the scientist's workflow. When I was a business systems analyst in my previous position, I focused a lot on the IT side of things, making sure that the developers had what they needed, answering their questions about the use case, things to that effect. And I still do those things in my role today, but I'm here for the scientists, and I'm here to make sure that we're developing something that makes sense for them and is going to be useful for them ultimately.
Scientific data architects, like data architects, use their knowledge and experience to build systems around data infrastructure and data flow. Where we differ is in our focus on scientific data and scientific data consumers. Your scientists, your data analysts, and your data scientists. We focus on how they use their data so that they can focus on the things they're best at. Scientific data architects help customers explore their needs and use cases. They talk through their workflows in ways that others can't. We can do this because we sit at the interface between engineering teams and scientists. We can translate your scientists' needs so you don't have to. We use this experience in conjunction with our scientific business analysts to build solutions that leverage the Tetra Scientific Data Cloud. We bring feedback back to our product and engineering teams and make sure that every customer benefits from the needs and use cases of every other customer. Scientific data architects can accelerate time to discovery of pain points and build better solutions.
Having a scientific business analyst as part of your Tetra Science deployment is really beneficial because we can get into your laboratories, meet with your scientists, and speak their language to them directly, which allows us to really understand the pain points in their workflow, and it takes a lot of burden away from your scientists because they're not trying to translate their scientific problems to an IT persona. Allowing us to do that for you also allows us to prioritize all of your use cases more effectively, and we work with a scientific data architect in order to do that and really decrease time to value for your Tetra Science deployment. I'm Katja, and I'm a Tetra Science Cyborg.
I'm Tal, and I'm a Tetra Science Cyborg.